hope you're all still awake. Late Night Mega here. Last time we got to the Anvil of the Void and we fought, well, what I initially thought was the Anvil of the Void itself, thinking it was like haunted or spirit possessed or something, but no, it was just a giant evil mason jar. And we got treasures from beating that. Okay.
Moving.
And a lot of health potions. And lyrium and injury. Okay, this is cool. I'll take all that. But no, that's not what happened. We still haven't found the Anvil of the Void. We are going to find it today, though. Was that really a spoiler? I mean, is it everything's going to happen in this room? This looks like another deadly room. Actually, this looks like another boss battle room. Because, you know, we've only had about 6 of those since we started this Orzammar segment.
My name is Carradine. Once, longer ago than I care to think, I was a paragon to the dwarves of Orzammar.
Whoa, the Carradine.
If you seek the Anvil, then you must care about my story, or be doomed to relive it.
Sure. Tell me your story. I guess that's the only option I care for in this situation.
I rose to fame and earned my status based on a single item, the Anvil of the Void. It allowed me to forge a man of steel or stone as flexible and clever as any soldier. As an army, they were invincible, but I told no one the cost. No mere smith, however skilled, has the power to create life. To make my golems live, I had to take their lives from elsewhere.
Ah. I don't like any of these options either, but I mean, I guess we're going to make the comparison to blood magic, because that's kind of what it sounds like. Even though I know they don't do magic.
The bravest of souls, willing to trade their very lives for the chance to defend their homeland. But King Valtor became greedy. He began to force men, casteless and criminals, his political enemies, all of them were to be given to the Anvil. It took feeling the hammer's blow myself to realize the height of my crimes.
Okay, so...
Not revenge. The blow of the hammer opened my eyes. My apprentices knew enough to make me as I am, but not enough to fashion a control rod. I retained my mind.
Okay.
We have remained entombed here ever since, and I have sought a way to destroy the Anvil. Alas, I cannot do it myself. No golem can touch it.
No! The Anvil is mine! No one will take it from me!
You, please, help me destroy the Anvil. Do not let it enslave more souls than it already has.
Okay, so we're kind of just like given 3 minutes of information and being thrust into a decision to either destroy this Anvil of the Void that we've searched so hard for, or keep it and let Branka use it, who's clearly not in a good state of mind.
He's been trapped here for 1,000 years, stewing in his own madness. Help me claim the Anvil, and you will have an army like you've never
Stewing
seen.
in his own madness? You're one to talk.
You mad, bleeding nugtail. Does this thing mean so much to you that you can't even see what you've lost to get it?
Look around. Is this what our empire should look like? A crumbling tunnel filled with dark spawn spume? The Anvil will let us take back our glory.
But it requires people to... Okay, so here's my thinking in this.
Have you no desire to discover this Anvil's potential? It is a marvel, a tool of creation.
Even the best of tools may be misused. This is a thing of blood magic, of destruction.
Sometimes creation involves the destruction of one thing to make way for another. 'Tis a law of nature that death is the parent to life. If you destroy the anvil, I swear you will regret it.
I mean, I could see its potential to give us, an army of golems, but it's an army of
You would not dare.
people with no control. Yeah, how about that, Morgan? You want to be a golem? You want to defend this thing? You willing to trade your life
I would
for
rather
it?
not find out. Fine. Destroy it if it pleases you.
Well, there you go.
Your compassion shames me.
Bah! You're not the only master smith here, Caradin. Golems, obey me! Attack!
A control room! But, my friend, you must help me! I cannot stop her alone!
Actually, you're not going to stop. Okay, so Morgan disapproved only slightly. I don't really care because we already got her quest. Ogren disapproved even after what he said? That's weird to me. And Win approves. I guess Win's approval is a good thing. Okay, so you guys know my normal strategy of, let's kill golems. Win is already dead. So this is already not going to go well. Hey, I can actually use the Lyrian Veins in battle. So I try to kill the golems. But another thing I noticed, even though she has a control rod, there's a lot of golems that are kind of fighting each other. Look at that, they're fighting each other. Caradin's not even doing anything, just standing there, letting everything else happen. And this battle's just not going to go well. I try and take down the golems first. This ends up being probably not the greatest strategy we could be using. Yeah, see, that only healed me 33. And the amount of time I spent waving my hands in the air for that, it's not really worth it. So now it's just a one-on-one between me and Bronca.
You don't know what I'm capable of.
And she's kind of tough.
Now this should be fun.
She's also using, shield wall and such.
You're a troublemaker, aren't you?
And stunning me. Okay, so here's my thought on why we should destroy this thing. I was okay when Caradin there was explaining how it was only used for volunteers. But then when you have corrupt people starting to force other people into just becoming golems and becoming mindless slaves to a control rod, that's where I really start to have problems with it. And granted, that king is dead, but clearly we have someone here, Bronca, who's willing to do the same. I mean, just look at what she did to her own family just to get to this point. And so, you've got people like Bronca, you've got people like Balin like that. And I kind of agree with Caradin here. It's too dangerous of a thing to be left alive. Now, Caradin can't destroy it himself because he's a golem, and, mystical rules or whatever prevent the anvil from being destroyed by a golem. So it takes a non-golem to destroy it. But fortunately, we're not a golem. I'll talk about this battle after a couple more deaths. I'm kind of trying a couple different options since we kind of died here.
So said my king.
I can also reload the quick save when it's at the very start of the battle.
Not satisfied.
I'll figure this out
A river of blood flowed out
in
of
another
his face.
death or two.
Finally, it was too much. I
Yeah, this is
refused.
going to be another one of those
So
battles with
therefore,
a huge difficulty spike.
Next. No! I entombed myself here to find a way to destroy the Anvil.
So yeah,
It
I
must
don't...
not be used again.
No! The anvil is mine! No one will take it from me!
You, please, help me destroy the Anvil. Do not let it enslave more souls than it already
I also
has.
considered changing my option here and just instead protecting the anvil. Maybe that would be easier and I wouldn't have to deal with this difficult battle. But I'm like, no, you know what? I'm gonna stay with my principles. We're gonna get rid of the anvil.
It may be used to create
I know we were questing for it. I know it would be good
I seek a more
to fight the Darkspawn. And that's where an interesting discussion could open up where, okay, we're sacrificing these people, hopefully just volunteers. We'll say even if we can, in our perfect world, make it so it's just volunteers becoming golems.
Even the best.
Sometime, if you destroy the anvil, I swear you will regret
So let's say
it.
we can do that, and we get a golem army. And that helps us fight the Darkspawn better than
You
not
would
having
not
golems.
dare.
Maybe we end up losing less lives in the fight
I
against the
would rather
Darkspawn
not find
because we
out.
have the golems and the
Fine.
Anvil of the Void,
Destroy it if it
as
pleases
opposed to
you.
if we don't have the Anvil and the golems. I mean, that was another thought that did cross
You're
my
not
mind
the
in
only
this.
master smith here,
Um,
Caradin. Golems, obey me!
But the whole,
Attack!
you know, let's just force people into becoming golems and force like political adversaries to become golems. It's like that's starting to get along the lines of like communism, and yeah, I think it's too great of a risk to be around. And while Ferelden might lose more lives in the fight against the Darkspawn, I think in the super long term, it would be better off for them to not have the Anvil of the Void. So my strategy here is to try and kill as many golems as quickly as I can, you know, before the rest of my team dies. The real problem I had was Wind dying right away. And so let's talk about the battle now. This is one of those like big difficulty spike battles. You can see I cut out a couple deaths as well, somewhere along this route. I remembered my mark for death, like after Bronco's half dead. But one consistent issue I'm having is that the golems or Bronca are like just sometimes they just like beeline for Win and kill her. And it seems like some of the golems are like fighting each other at times too, which also confuses me. So at some point I'm gonna take an approach of, you know, just fighting Bronca or fighting the things that are fighting Win. And here's another instance where I think it would have been better, even though like Magic is doing really well against these golems, I think it would be better to not have Morgan. We're forced to have Oghren here. It also might have been better to, like, I don't know, look at some of Oghren's tactics. But I don't want Oghren to be taunting and tanking a bunch of damage, because he's not really built for that. Not like Alistair is. So I think it would be, once again, better to replace Morgan with Alistair. I also think for plotline purposes, it would be really interesting to have Shale here instead of Morrigan, just to see what Shale has to say about this Anvil of the Void, since apparently Shale was created with this anvil. Probably will end up not liking it too much, I would imagine,
If you seek the anvil,
with everything that Shale's gone through since, you know, being controlled, being, you know, stuck in place for, what was it, 30 years or something?
Please, help me destroy the anvil. Do not.
Don't listen! He's been trapped.
Bronca, you...
Or was it 19? I don't remember
this
how many
what our
years she was
empire should look like?
just stuck as a
Crumbling
statue in the
tunnel?
village.
Have you...
Even
If you destroy the anvil, I swear you will regret it.
I suppose I'll regret it.
You would not dare.
I like her. I like how she says
I
that
would
line.
rather
You
not
would
find
not
out.
dare. That's like a perfect response towards Morrigan. Okay, where's Bronca? Because Bronca likes to target Win. Stop targeting Win. Stop Golem. Stop being Golem. If I lose the Win, if I lose Win early, it's basically just game over. Stop. Kill it. We lost Win. Yeah, remember to mark you for death.
That won't stop me. Now this is your fun.
And I'm sure Shale would be pretty useful here, being a golem herself. Yeah, this is just not going to last long whatsoever. Hey, I'm Ogren. Oh, yeah, that didn't work.
I'm going to slaughter you!
And we're forced to have Ogren for this fight. See, that the golems are punching each other. That's another thing that's throwing me off. It's like, not all the golems are enemies, but yet they kind of are. I thought Bronca was controlling all the... Obviously, she's not controlling them well. I don't know if maybe Keratin's, like, having some influence on that or some sort of interference. I don't know. This battle confuses me, and it's like another one of those difficulty spike battles. Though I think the difficulty is amplified by the fact that I don't have my normal party here. I don't have Alistair tanking a bunch of damage. I think that's, like, the biggest link that's missing in my party right now. So I really should have just had Alistair instead of Morrigan. Or Shale instead of Morrigan for plot purposes. I've already gone over that. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking, hey, I mean, our max level is 20. We're kind of, like, only a few levels short of being there. So, you know, we should be fine, right? Okay, Bronca's making a bunch of clones. This is not what I want to see. Oh, hey, you finally decided to paralyze something? Let's just fight Bronca. My strategy now has morphed from, like, trying to kill all the golems to... Since the golems are, like, sometimes fighting with each other, I'm just gonna kind of hope that the golems fight with each other. We're not gonna win on this round either. Nope, no, we're not. We are definitely not. The golems are not fighting each other anymore. Golems fight each other or just punch out my mage. Yeah, without Alistair drawing people's attacks, my mages and my rogue are just so squishy, and Ogren is pretty squishy in comparison to, like, Shale or Alistair. So I think that's really the reason I'm struggling with this battle. So, I mean, it's kind of a difficulty spike, and it's kind of somewhat self-inflicted because I'm not changing up my party. I'm not doing other options that I could have been doing. Okay, I remember to mark you for death early. Do not go after Wynn. Yes, you will learn to fear me. Can we kill Bronca? I wonder if this battle just, like, ends when Bronca dies. Because she has the control rod, right? The control of the golems all goes away after that? Hopefully, maybe? I think this is the one I'm finally going to get the win on. Unintended.
You don't know what.
Because, you know, Wynn is still alive. That was just a dual weapon sweep into nothing. We gotta find the real Bronca. Is that the real Bronca? No, the real Bronca is, like, here hitting me. Oh, running away. No, no you don't. Oh, Ogren's coming to help me. That's cool. Come on, we almost got her. Stun and stab. Wynn is still alive. Oh, Wynn just got punched out. Okay, so it's me versus 4 golems. Keratin, you don't want to do anything. Golems, do you want to fight each other? No. Okay, so strategy here is going to be, like, kind of a hit and run thing. Meaning I get hit and I run. That doesn't seem productive. I'm going to try and kill the ones that have the lowest health first. Which there's a couple of them that are kind of low on health. And I think that will... That one needs to go next. There we go. I know, we had a lot of people die. We're using potions. But you know what? If we get the win here, I'm good with that. Didn't I kind of spoil that we're already getting a win here? Okay. Time to just kind of go toe-to-toe with these guys. You know, I know stunning them's not going to work. It generally doesn't work on golems. I just don't want them recharging, like, their slam attacks and things that are, like, knocking me off balance and stunning me. Oh, hey, there we go. Stuff. She has a mace that gives extra constitution. That explains so much.
Feeling that for several days.
Okay, you did the cleansing aura.
Your wish.
And we only have to use one injury kit. Yeah, I like that cleansing aura now. Okay, let's go around and pick up everything from the enemies before talking to Kieran again. And let's check out what's over here. How did a golem die way over there? Like, nobody was even around that. Okay. Anyways, this is actually a list of all of the people who were turned into golems. And so we can actually, like, take a copy of this and take it to the Shaperit. And that'll make them really happy. They might end up claiming that they give us something for it, but then I don't find where they gave us anything. But I'm sure we got experience for completing the quest, which, you know, that's fine enough for me.
Names. Long list of dwarves. Wait, hold on. We honor who have made this sacrifice. Let their names be remembered. Fart me a lullaby. It's a memorial of all the dwarves who became golems.
Why is his
Has to
hair
be.
square in the back?
There was some way of getting this back to the Shaperit and Orzammar. I bet they'd
The whole back
brown
of his
their
head is square.
trousers
Look at that.
and pay good gold for it. Probably both.
Well, he is a blockhead. He wants us to fart him a lullaby. Okay, sure. So that activates that side quest. So yeah, I'm glad I explored before just talking to Kieran here. I'm going to drop a save. And even in spite of the whole Bronca fight, we're still going to be given what appears to be given an option to either save the Anvil or destroy the Anvil. Still, at this point. So yeah. So maybe that fight with Bronca would have happened either way, because she'd like come in and claim that no, the Anvil's mine. You can't just take it and control Rod
You ain't
go.
kidding. Stupid woman. Always knew the Anvil would kill her.
But at least it ends here. I thank you for standing with me, stranger. The Anvil waits there for
Yeah,
you
we said we were
to
going to kill the
shatter.
Anvil or destroy the Anvil. We're going to destroy it.
Yes, excellent idea. Just destroy it now, after all this.
It was good to meet you, Paragon. I intend to ensure that your warnings about the golems are heard by the Circle of Magi.
Is there any boon I can grant you for your aid? A final favor before I am freed from my burden?
I need a king in Orzammar. What does Ogren want? I don't know if his skill can add anything to our cause, though I'm tempted to pick that. Make another golem.
Yeah.
I don't
suppose you can bring
know if I
Bronca
want
back.
that.
Maybe make her a golem like you.
I would not do such a thing to her, even if I could.
Somehow
Okay.
I didn't think so. Well, and I don't want anything that would remind me of this. Best it's just done. There is still the matter of the election. I mean, we still need a paragon
Good,
to
he's
get
bringing
the
it up,
assembly
not me.
support, right?
For the aid you've given me, I shall put hammer to steel one last time, and give you a crown for the king of your choice.
No. So he wants us to choose. I'm guessing this sort of thing would happen regardless. Mainly because, you know, this is a cutscene here. That's a nice looking crown.
There, it is not wish to hear their names, nor anything more of them. I have already lived far beyond my time. I have no place
Yeah, he's from like 1,000 years ago. He doesn't care who's king now. Oh, and yeah, so see, we had the choice there where we can be like, ah, you know what? We have this crown, but we're not going to destroy the anvil anymore. Um. Okay, so apparently that destroys it. And somehow didn't hurt us, despite us causing like an explosion when we put a hammer to it.
You
Keratin?
have my eternal thanks, stranger. A trust in all Tumsha. May you always find your way in the dark.
Well, I guess his mission is over, and after like 1,000 years, he wants to rest. He's a golem that's probably not going to feel pain. And hey, Ogren approved of that by the amount that he disapproved earlier, so we're good? Hey, treasure. Alright. Well, I think with that... Is there anything else in this room before we leave? Because once we leave, Ogren doesn't want to come back to this place. I don't really want to come back here either.
Well, that pretty much beat the sod out of how I imagined it. You ready to head back yet and share the news?
Yeah, I can't say I was expecting any of this to go down the way it did. So, yeah, let's go back to the assembly.
Yeah, those Deshers have been trying to destroy the city for years. Haven't managed yet.
Alright, and we'll just go right back to it. So the Paragon is putting it in our hands to choose the next king. We've kind of already made a choice. Now, although I'm thinking that the choice is already like locked in at this point.
Lords of the Assembly, I call for order. This argument gets us nowhere.
Then why these delaying tactics? I call for a vote right now. My father has one living child to assume the Idukan throne. Who would deny him that?
I would.
Your father made me swear on his deathbed you would not succeed him.
I apologize for the interruption, Lord Steward, but the Grey Warden has returned.
Hello.
We should let the Warden speak. What news do you bring?
And apparently we can still pick, well, we're going to do this next time. But yeah, we can still pick who we want.